all you miniatures lovers on the interwebs. I'm Doc Eon. It's another Monday, and I'm here to ramble. It is Monday the 22nd of May, 2023, and you can see a whole lot of completed stuff here. Much more than I anticipated. See, what happened was that I had a couple of days off from work this past week. Also, I didn't have any work to bring home. I didn't have any tests to grade. So, lots of free time. And I spent a lot of it painting. And so I completed all the stuff that was on my work table last week. All these metal Reaper Minis, the monks, the guards, and then these two bones figures. And then I also ran through these bones of the halfling stealing cockatrice eggs and running from all these cockatrices. So that's a grand total of 17 minis. Wow. That's a whole lot. I don't think I can beat that anytime soon. But it was interesting to paint such a large amount. And well, one reason I could is that, of course, these were production lines. Some of them, the guards were all very similar. The cockatrices were the same paint scheme. And yeah, not very difficult. So, not much else to say about that. Let's see what I've got cooking on the work table. And let's see if we can keep up a relatively high pace at least. And so on this work table we have not just stuff I've shown you before, but also in the back here we have the Blood Imps from the Bones 5 fan favorites boxed expansion set, all based on sort of crackle paint basis and primed and ready to go, because the stuff I have left over from last week, so to speak, the stuff that I told you I would prep is not enough because I finished some of it already. So we have these axolotls who've been primed, and they've been undercoated a little bit with for the armor and metallics parts. And so the base for Crystal here is given a light wash. There's more to do. Crystal herself, I've started. I'm gonna do normal metallics, not NMM. So there's that, and I've actually already started on the gun. The M4 here is pretty much done, except for her hand there. And yeah, I'm bringing Crystal to as my project for the game store in tonight's painting evening, and we'll see how far I get with her in 4 or so hours of concentrated painting. Probably not going to finish in those hours, but I'll have to bring her home and finish her up here. And we'll see. The axolotls might be a bit tricky, but the imps are mainly just one color. They're not going to be terribly. It's going to be a pretty quick paint job, I think. So I might get all of these done by next week, and not even have. I'll have to start prepping even more stuff. Because I'm not sure. I'm gonna have a little more time off than normal this coming week, not as much as last week. So we'll see what that means in painting capacity. Anyway, let's move on to the outro. Now, for this week's inventory, I pulled out some boxes that I considered for a moment whether I should even call them miniatures, or say that they're more like kits, but nah, I gotta be honest, they are miniatures. We're looking at all these boxes of frost grave plastic miniatures,
And they come, the reason I call them kits is they're multi-part. They come on sprues so they can be combined in different ways, but that just means you can have optional heads and weapons and the like. The thing is, it says that you can do 20 of them, and that's because there are exactly 20 bodies that you can then add different limbs and heads and weapons to. So this will make 20 minis and have some bits left over. And a lot of these boxes are 20 minis. A few of them are, like this one, are 10, or the Wizards are 8. And because I backed some sort of Kickstarter or something, I for some reason have this extra sprue with an extra 5 of something, of soldiers or something. So this box potentially contains 131 minis. This box is so much fewer. It's only about 60 because these are a Frostgrave adjacent game. It's the Ghost Archipelago game with pirates and snake men and the like. So I only have 3 boxes of those. Didn't get that far into Ghost Archipelago, but I bought up all of these because at one point I was going to start playing Frostgrave. It never went more than a couple of matches, but oh well. I think they are generally interesting minis that can be used for fantasy anyway, in role-playing games or any kind of miniature game if I ever get back into miniature skirmish games. So yeah, I have these lying around. Now for new projects. Well, I find it's become a little hard to predict how much I'm going to paint. I'm going to have a little more time than average this coming week, but not as much as the past week. So what does that mean? I'm not sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to show you everything that is left in this box. The Bones 5 Fan Favorites expansion. All the unpainted stuff. We have first here a group of 4 kind of robots. 1 big robot and 3 small ones. We have 3 characters slightly larger than human sized I think they're called Wildkin by Reaper. They are in D&D terms Firbolg. They can't call them that for legal reasons, but they are Firbolgs. We have 4 alligator people or crocodile people, not sure what they're supposed to be, that are pretty large and buff. And finally, we have this dude, the demonic lasher from the cover image, who is Demogorgon, of course. Again, legal reasons, you can't call him that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to prep as I go. As I finish, I'll prep a few of them right away, and then as I finish stuff, I'll prep more to fill the queue, and we'll just see how far I get by next week. I might prep all of these, might prep half of them. I don't know. We'll just see. Interestingly, Reaper has an old model called the Demonic Lasher, who is this guy is like really huge. That other one is like half the size of that, still larger than human sized, in metal, of course. That's why it's smaller. And I've already painted that one. I think I'll bring it out once I've finished this model. I'll bring out my old paint of the metal sculpt and show it to you for comparison. But not before. I'll paint this one first, and I'm not sure. This paint scheme is not exactly the traditional Demogorgon paint scheme, but I'll think about it for a while before I settle on a color scheme. Anyway, that was this episode. I hope you liked it. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so before, and comment and share. But above all, be back here next week, same day of the week, same channel, same Dakia. As always, I'm now signing off.